Good afternoon and welcome to the Happy Half Hour. I'm Leigh Kubin, Master Certified Life Coach and Weight Loss Coach.
I'm Sandra Priestley. I'm a leadership coach for female entrepreneurs. I'm a feng shui practitioner, and welcome.
Welcome.
What
Happy
are you
Thursday.
drinking? I know. What are you drinking today? I'm like so excited to tell you what I'm drinking. I can't even wait.
Okay, I'll make it quick. So Paul and I went to a fundraiser a couple of weeks ago at a distillery, and we live in Leander, Texas. So our local distillery is the Leanderthal Distillery, and they make a vodka.
That's so cute.
So we couldn't be there and not pick up this bottle. Like, how cool is that?
No kidding.
So my neighbor is an artist, and she made this cup for me, and it is like 190 degrees outside right now.
Wow.
It feels like it. And I really wanted to drink out of this cup on the show, and I was like, I'm not drinking anything hot. So Paul goes, I'll make you a Bloody Mary with the Leanderthal vodka. So
nice. That's what it is inside it.
That's what it is inside.
Cool. I love it. Okay.
But she is Kappa Creations, so I've got to plug her. But
so pretty though. It's
so
like
pretty.
So pretty.
It's just like royal to me and wealthy and abundant. But it's got gold and purple, and
I love it.
It's just delicate and beautiful. So, okay, what are you drinking?
It is. Okay, I'm drinking. I love Gewürztraminer white wine. But so I went to the liquor store, and I was walking around, and I was actually looking for champagne, which was right next to this wine in a can. And I thought, wine in a can can't be good, and but this wine in a can, so jury's out so far, but this wine in a can, it's called Glamour Farming Gewürztraminer. And I'm thinking also Glamour Farming, a little odd, but at the bottom of this can, it says, never miss a chance to sparkle. Like, how the fuck can you just you can't pass that shit up? You know what I mean? Like, that's just amazing. So then, as we were sitting here, I realized, super cool. On the back of this can, it says, many people think that the winery life is glamorous, but the reality is that it's hard work and farming first. No matter the season or the reason, be you, be glamorous.
Wow.
Again, it is so well branded.
Yes. Yeah.
And I just love a good brand, right? But so well branded. I love to be able to read the back of my wine bottle or my wine can. So yeah, it's by 50thparallel.com. Ooh, in British Columbia, Canada.
Hey.
So anyway, yeah. I'm excited to try it.
Have you tasted it?
Okay, well, hey. Well, I don't know that I love it very much. but it tastes a little tinny. It's got an aftertaste of a little bit of the can. I feel maybe it's just me. I don't know. But here's the thing. It says glamorous on it. It says, be glamorous. It says, never miss a chance to sparkle. I love the branding. It's still good. It's still good.
So I'm interested.
Maybe I'll get used to it.
Yeah, when you get to the end of the glass, if you're like, this is pretty, is that the only can you got?
No, it comes in 4, I think. It comes in 4. I took it out of the, so it's in my fridge, but you know what, here's the thing. $300 bottle of Dom Perignon champagne didn't really taste very good to me the very first couple sips either. So, jury's still out on this. I'm holding the faith. I'm holding the faith. And I love British Columbia. and it's one of my favorite places to go in Canada. And so I got to be patriotic here.
There you go.
And I'm going to drink all 4 of them and tell you how tasty it is.
On the 4th one, let me know.
On the 4th one, it's going to be amazing. There's just something about like pulling the cork out though. You know, I miss corks. Like I don't like the screw tops that they have some, you know, and
it's
cracking this can was a little weird, but
but no, there's something magical about that cork. I don't know.
I agree. I love it. So anyway, okay. That was my trip to the liquor store, but yeah. Oh, okay. What are we going to talk about? I'm excited
Gosh,
today.
there's so much to talk about.
I know.
Okay, so I think we should just talk about getting kicked out of the vortex. Maybe.
Yeah.
So
I
to our
like it.
listeners and viewers, we were talking last week after we had recorded the episode, and we were like, something's not in sync. Like we're just not feeling. There was something missing. There was chemistry missing. There was something, and we're discussing it, and then it's like, oh my God, we're not in the vortex. And it's so interesting how kind of paralleled our lives are. You know, we've both got some struggles that we're going through right now. Not necessarily personally, but that are affecting us. That, like for me, I know has had me distracted. Has had me focused on what is rather than what I want to be. But I don't stop at what is for some reason. I decide, you know, I see what is, and then I start making it mean more and more things that it doesn't even necessarily mean.
Oh yeah. Well, it is kind of like Google, right? Like it's kind of like, you know, you have a symptom, like my ear is a little itchy. And then all of a sudden you Google it and you have ear cancer and maybe prostate cancer and you're female, but it's okay.
Few weeks to live.
Right? Like maybe earwigs. I don't know. Like there's like that's what happens to me anyway. I don't know. Like it's like one tiny little thing, and I have Googled all potential possible bad scenarios, and I go there. You know, and then like it's impossible to stay in the vortex or be like in the vortex when you're like your brain is telling all of these stories behind the scenes. It's hard to be in the present moment, right?
Well, especially when we're focused on instead of shutting it down. And you know, we're able to have this talk and come to this realization. So then I'm kind of going through my weekend and had a phenomenal weekend in San Antonio with the kids, and really focused on, as I start to tell a story, that's bullshit. Like you don't, you know this piece, you know nothing else. Why are you making up stories? Right. And so I'm becoming aware and not necessarily stopping myself, but I'm noticing, oh, you're doing this. Oh, you're doing this. And by Tuesday, like Monday, I was like, you need to get in the vortex, put on a rampage of appreciation. And so I did. And I'm working and I've got my earbuds in and doing stuff and listening. And I could hear it in my ear, but I couldn't hear it. So I couldn't feel it.
Like internalize it. Yeah.
So it was sort of words, you know, coming out of my phone or my headphones.
Yeah.
But I was not able to go, yes, that's true. Oh, I know that. And get into the vortex feeling. And so I gave myself permission. I'm like, if you can't hear it, that's okay. Don't get upset. Don't be mad. Just keep listening to it. Go about your day, do your work, but just have it as background noise to soften you.
And I think it just is just talking to our subconscious mind then, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like,
absolutely.
And it's still working. Then eventually, did you get back into it where it was like you felt
I didn't on
present?
Monday. It was interesting. I started feeling lighter and lighter on Monday and less resistant. So I could feel that I was going in the right direction. I was not going from here to here in like one
Yeah.
rampage of appreciation because I was too far over here.
Yeah.
And but I was softening through the day. And I
Nice.
slept great on Monday night. And Tuesday morning I got up and I was like, oh my God, it's gonna be a fucking fantastic day. Like,
Love it.
put my Crocs on, went into the kitchen to get my coffee, and then I had like a step one moment of, oh my God, what if this? And I had to stop myself and laugh because at this point it was funny. I
Yeah.
wasn't even taking the bait. I was just
Mhm.
like, oh my gosh,
There
like
you go. Yeah.
there it is. Change your
Yeah.
thoughts. What do you want to create today? You want to create that?
Mhm.
Or is there something you have in mind?
Mhm.
Maybe a little better. And
Mhm.
so that's kind of been my work this week. And I keep seeing reinforcements of it. Um, and I sent this to you today, that Abraham
Yeah.
quote, and it says, you can always, no matter where you are, get to where you want to be because there is a path.
Mhm. I love it.
And, you know, how often do we forget that? Not only with ourselves, but with our kids, you know?
Oh yeah.
I know I'm guilty of trying to, you know, organize the path. Like, it's their path.
Yeah. Exactly. But we're trying to, like it seems to me anyway, it's like I can see eventually the path that they're on is going to lead to a big pit with like flames and explosions and dragons. And I'm watching it happen and I'm thinking, why can't you see this is coming? And so, we try to intervene, and it's usually, or what I do, I think I should intervene. Then I decide, no, I can't intervene. So instead, I just intervene in my head. I just start to create all these stories and all these
Oh, yeah.
emotions in my
Yes.
head, right? Because I know I've got to let them live their life. And
Mhm.
so, or worse, I give them advice and they, ignore me, and I know it, and then I'm more
Yeah.
mad. But like, it's so true, because we start to tell a story and all of a sudden we're not in the vortex, we're not in the
No.
present moment, we're not in ourselves, we're not doing what we can't hear divine downloads, we can't hear our own
Right.
intuition, we are like so far out of it because we're listening to all the bullshit
Mhm.
stories that we're telling ourselves. What am
That
I going to
aren't
do?
even true.
They're not even true. We can create bullshit. Like,
Yeah.
when I was working as a parole officer in the prison, I had an inmate come up to me and say, well, they call this by our last names. So came up to me and said, Priestley, you want to know what I learned today? Like, yeah, totally. I can't act on assumptions. I can only act on fact. And I'm like, dang, that is brilliant. So true. It's from
Yeah.
the program that we do in Canada called Cognitive Skills. But it's like so true. And
Mhm.
most people think they know what the fact is, right? It's like, oh, I know what that look meant.
Yes.
And they think that's fact. No, that's not fact.
Mhm.
I can't remember if I said this on the podcast, one of the podcast episodes, but like I was sitting looking at my husband. He gave me a look. I was sure I knew what the look meant. No, he was just watching TV and he was like trying to pay attention,
Mhm.
probably annoyed with me because I was talking to him and he realized, and it didn't mean anything that I made it mean.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I was sure, I was sure. And it was total assumption that I had assumed was fact.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
I think majority of us, we can live our life in assumption mode. And
And
like I
missing the whole truth of what it is.
miss the whole truth, miss our whole lives,
Yeah.
really,
Yeah.
because there's so much magic to just the truth and fact. And then
Mhm.
like opening up to the possibility that miracles can happen.
Yeah.
Like, what if that's where we only lived? Do you know what I mean? Like, that's pretty fucking
Can you
amazing.
imagine?
If all we lived was, this is the fact, and I'm opening up I'm opening up myself to the possibility that miracles can happen.
Mhm. Yeah.
If that's the vortex.
Mhm. Yeah.
It's like being in this space where we are 100% focused and in sync and like in the moment, like Eckhart Tolle says, present, or the power of now, right? It's like the most magical, and like words just fly out of our mouths that are next level awesome.
Yeah. When we're there.
When we're
And
there.
when we decide it's more fun to play in the dirt
Tell
with
stories.
all the fake stories
Yeah.
that we make up.
Yeah.
And we miss
Then
it.
we miss it, and then we scrap podcasts.
Right.
Not that we didn't
'Cause-
have fun chatting, but you know,
Yes, there are nuggets in there.
I'm sure there are, but
Yes.
you know, we're not going to air it. We're going to get a whole bunch of people go, what the fuck? What did you
Yeah, we
not
want to see.
air?
What did y'all do? What was so
I
terrible?
know. Show me what it looks like when you're not in the vortex.
Right?
Yeah, I know. Anyway,
Oh.
like, so like, you listened to Abraham's Rampages.
Yes.
I listened to them as well. I also, today I'm wearing my fancy shoes that I wear
Yes.
all the time because I call it my big shoe energy.
Mhm.
And I realized I was not wearing my shoes, my SJP shoes, last week because I was traveling. I was visiting my son, so I was not wearing my shoes. I feel like there is magic to these suckers.
I would
But
agree.
also I was like telling myself stories. You know, I was like not fully focused.
Yes.
I was trying to be
That was me.
quieter. I was in a condo. I was,
Mhm.
you know, in the middle of the kitchen. And as much as
By
I
a
love that
cash
condo,
wall.
by a cash wall. Oh my gosh. Yes. Don't you love the symbolism of that?
I
Like,
loved that. Yes.
I know. So for anyone that hasn't seen, I think I just put it on stories, but I should put it on my personal page. But anyway, so my son has a really, we have a condo where he goes to university, and he wanted these records, like old records. And I'm thinking to myself, why do you want these old records? What are you going to do with them? I'm going to put them on the wall. And I'm thinking, okay, that I don't know that that's going to look good, but all right, sure. So he puts these tiny little pins in the, like, or not pins, but like little small nails in the wall. They're all perfectly set up, and the records just rest on these little small nails. And I thought, wow, as soon as he showed it to me, I'm like, wow, this is really cool. Like, it looks really good. I love this. And that's all I said. I had no idea. And so when we went there just this last week, my husband said, wow, this is a really cool wall. And he goes, it's my wall of cash. And I'm like, what do you mean it's my wall of cash? Like, it's worth a lot of money? Are these records worth a lot of money? And then I looked, and it was all Johnny Cash records. And then right beside it was this big, huge print, or photographer had printed out this big, huge print and framed it and everything when we left Grand Cache. So it was a picture of Grand Cache Lake. So it's his wall of cash. And I'm just like, man, I love that symbolism.
Oh, and the fact that he got
cool.
that, like he
right
made that connection. How cool is that?
I know. And
that was his
feel
inner being right there.
I feel like most times he's not listening to me, you know, like, so it's not like, even when I say, like, everything is intention, what does this look like to you? Like, when you look at this item in your space, how does it make you feel? What does it make you think of? What does it make you, you know? And usually I don't know. Sometimes not so much, but this was like, this is my wall of cash. And I'm thinking, hot damn, this is the best parenting moment of my life. I'm
You
going to
heard
take credit.
something.
I'm going to take credit for it. It's probably like not at all me, but
Well,
you know,
they
sometimes we
listen.
take,
They
yeah,
they do listen, and I catch the kids doing things that they have watched me do. Maybe not. I don't know if intentionally is the right word. I don't think that they'll go, oh yeah, I got that from her. But just seeing that as they were growing up, that they're now doing that, I see, and I'm like, oh,
I
they got
know,
it. They got
I
it.
know. It's
But
so good.
we are out of time, my dear. How did that happen?
Wow. Because we were in the vortex.
Because that really felt like about 10 minutes. So
I know, it totally
thank
did.
you. So
This was super fun.
yes, thank you guys so much for joining us. And thank you, Sandra. It was a very quick 30 minutes, but wow.
I know, so fun.
But we'll see you guys next Thursday on the Happy Half Hour. Bye.
Bye.